When you hear a scary sound, you might be familiar to feeling goosebumps or chills down your spine. While most sounds heard worldwide can be explained, others cannot. Many sounds across the planet and in outer space still have no explanation. Scary sounds can make your heart race, bring chills, and can even cause you to feel anxiety. Even when we're watching horror movies and scary videos, we'll feel scared if we hear a creepy or eerie sound. Here are the 10 scariest sounds recorded. Some are from the deep ocean and some are from outer space. Recording of the first human voice. The voice of a man called Edouard Leon Scott de Martinville, recording himself singing using the phonograph invented in 1857. He sang Au clair de la lune. By today's sound standard, it's a very creepy recording and is more than 165 years old. This recording is from the 1860s, and after so many times, the audio gets cleaned up. It sounds creepy. The original quality is so poor that you can barely distinguish what you're listening to. But as it's enhanced, you can hear a voice from the past reaching into your room to sing a folk song. Even as the voice becomes clearer, it remains garbled. At the time of the recording, the singer is the only one in the room. The Trumpets. Several videos revealed the sound of the world's end, surfaced in 2012. There have been reports of loud groans, horns, and even trumpets that appeared to come from the sky, from Poland to Asia to North America. These sounds have been audible worldwide. Every group has a different theory on why these noises exist, and there hasn't yet been a conclusive answer. Some experts claim that it's being created by solar flares reacting with the atmosphere, or that the sounds might be caused by shifts in the Earth's tectonic plates. Other hypotheses include it being a sign of the apocalypse. Other explanations for the weird noises include alien spaceships navigating through our atmosphere and the possibility that there are aliens acknowledging the message launched into orbit in 1974. Many conspiracy theorists think that Project Bluebeam may be connected to the sounds. It was hypothesized that NASA and the UN might have plans to mimic Jesus Christ's second coming technologically. After hearing this strange sound, many people have reported having nightmares or headaches. Saturn's Ring. Many of you may be fascinated by deep dark areas, but after hearing the scary sounds of Saturn, you may be less interested. The sound was caught in 2002 by the Cassini spacecraft, an uncrewed spacecraft that was sent to Saturn's orbit. Cassini was launched into orbit to study Saturn's rings as well as the unique compositions of its atmosphere. The spaceship picked up this audio clip while orbiting the gaseous planet. It's known as the sounds of Saturn. The Cassini spacecraft has detected powerful radio signals from Saturn. They originate in the planet's aurorae, where magnetic field lines run through the polar regions. These signals have been compressed in time and moved within the range of human hearing. These sounds did not begin as simple audio recordings, but were measured as radio wavelengths and subsequently translated. The Ghost Song. The song was written by a musician looking for the sound of absolute evil and death, and he created this tune after a lot of work that he simply called the Ghost Song. The soundtrack includes ghostly buzzing, growls, crackles, and scratches. The writer had difficulty sleeping after hearing the music and couldn't get the melody out of his head. After many years, individuals claimed that this song was composed by David Byrne. Knowing he was alive and well is reassuring for some, but it doesn't make this song any less horrifying. People still report having strange feelings when they hear it. War Tactics or Operational Wandering Soul. The disturbing audio samples, often known as the U.S. ghost recordings, were popular during the Vietnam War. They were used against the adversary as a psychological weapon. The United States played pre-recorded audio of Vietnamese men and women wailing as if they were lost souls. This was intended to play on the concept that if a person was not buried in a suitable graveyard, their soul would roam through space without peace. This was intended to make soldiers less eager to advance and risk their lives since they didn't want to become lost souls. Vietnamese beliefs are heavily influenced by ancestor worship, spirits, and the afterlife. The Wandering Soul was broadcast by loudspeakers mounted on helicopters or by infiltrating infantry loudspeaker teams in known hostile areas, generally at night deep within the jungle. It took advantage of the Buddhist concept that after death, a person's body must be buried in the family grave, or his soul will wander. Hurricane Ike. Hurricane Ike landed in September 2008, destroying large portions of Texas and Cuba. Ike was a tropical storm with gusts of up to 145 miles per hour. This Category 4 significant hurricane produced $30 billion in damages, making it the sixth most expensive hurricane in U.S. history and the most expensive in Cuban history. Galveston, Texas. Galveston is an island on Texas's Gulf Coast, and it was the first to face Hurricane Ike before it impacted more interior lands like Houston. A person at a resort in San Luis Resort captured footage of Hurricane Ike while in its eye, and it's so frightening that it could easily be made into a horror film. The strong winds sound more like roaring motors or elephants. More sound comes from the building's metal pieces being adjusted, but as the people moved to the second floor, the sound became stronger and stronger. The creepy sound coming from the ocean floor or the bloop. Does anyone think that the ocean is a scary place? The deep ocean is still unexplored, so we don't know what is lurking at the bottom. This sound was first caught in 1997 by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and was triangulated to the South Pacific Ocean. It is one of the unexplained sounds from the bottom of the ocean. When the sound is sped up, it produces a distinct bloop sound that sounds like an air bubble. The noise was initially attributed to an animal, but because it was recorded by sensors nearly 3,000 miles apart, there was much speculation that if that were the case, the animal would be much louder than any known animal on Earth. The noise was so disturbing that the Canadian military launched an investigation. They were unable to know what was causing it though. With the authorities baffled, citizens began to propose their hypotheses. Some speculated that the sounds were caused by sonar surveys conducted by local mining enterprises. However, it was later discovered that no equipment was in the water when the noises were detected. Julia. The sound was recorded by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in 1999. Julia is a strange moaning noise that lasts roughly 15 seconds. What makes this so strange is that it was loud enough to be picked up by the Equatorial Pacific Ocean Autonomous Hydrophone Array System. Experts believe Julia is an Antarctic iceberg crashing into the ocean floor, similar to the train. The sound is more like a creature than a bloop. Many people who have heard it relate it to a ghostly sound, like a tormented spirit trapped beneath the sea's surface. Another idea advanced by UFO experts indicated that the sounds were created by something from another planet. A signal, or maybe a distress message sent by an alien spacecraft deep beneath the cold seas. Auditory hallucination or schizophrenic simulation. Our mental health is the most crucial component of our life. Auditory hallucination is something that persons are suffering from schizophrenia face daily. The recordings were based on what persons with schizophrenia claim to hear in their thoughts, whispering and telling them to do horrible things. It sounds awful, and you can't escape it because it's inside you. Wow signal. The strongest signal ever heard from space was intercepted on August 15, 1977 by Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescopes. It came from the Sagittarius constellation, and many scientists suspected it could be of extraterrestrial origin. It lasted 72 seconds. Dr. Jerry R. Amen, who discovered the signal, was so taken aback by it, and he scribbled "wow" in the margin. Despite repeated attempts by Amen and his crew to find it again, it was only ever detected once. Its origin is still unknown, although it's regarded as the best alien radio message ever. On the other hand, the wow signal came from a position in outer space devoid of planets or galaxies, a seemingly barren region of space. Many others believe the signal was sent by an alien spacecraft traveling through the wide void of space. That's all we've got for you today, guys. Also, don't forget to thumbs up the video and subscribe for more entertaining content, and we'll see you again soon.